All right. What's going on, people? It is Thinker St. James. I am going to try to get a quick predictions blog out about this Valentine's Massacre event. Grind Time is throwing on the 15th of this month, 15th of February. I unfortunately will not be able to attend this event, which really bothers me because it's a good card, but it's the way it goes sometimes. Alright, let's just jump into it because I don't have a ton of time to get into every little detail here. The first match on the card is Mags versus Getcha. Now, that is a big battle, definitely. Two dudes in the state who have been putting on for a while. So let's see, Mags is coming off of a really solid performance against Heartless. I think was the last battle that I saw of his. I don't know if he's done stuff in between that battle and now, but that was really solid. And then also at the Voice Box event, he had that battle that got switched at the last minute, and I forgot who he ended up battling. I talked about that on the other prediction blog or whatever, but he did a really good job in that one as well. Mags is pretty damn consistent. I think every time that I've seen Mags, I think I've seen him battle 3 times. And then, video stuff after that. As far as I have seen, he's been pretty consistent in every battle that I've seen. Good material in every one as well. Yeah, Mags is good with what he does, man. I've always enjoyed Mags' performances. So that's Mags. Getcha, I just freestyle battled Getcha not too long ago, maybe a week or two ago at the Bar Fights event, and that was really cool. Getcha is unfortunately coming off of that performance against Daylight in the written format, and that was a little bit less stellar than he usually comes with it. I mean, in the past, Getcha has always been pretty consistent as well. I think that the Daylight battle was a bit of a fluke. I don't know all the circumstances of what happened there. There might have been some behind-the-scenes stuff. I think that my dude Prime was talking about some stuff that went on behind the scenes with that battle. So I don't know all of the ins and outs of it, but strictly judging off of the past, at this point, I'll have to give it to Mags. I saw Scotty P talking about how Getcha's really been putting in the work on his bars and, is really going to come correct in this battle to kind of reestablish himself. I hope that does happen because I think that skill-wise, it's a pretty even matchup, at face value. Like coming into it, that there's no real clear-cut winner of the two of them without the bars coming into play. But judging off of where they both are coming from at this point, I think Mags will take it, but that could be a really close one. And, there's definitely potential for Getcha to win that one. So I'll give that one to Mags right now, but bring the bars out and see what happens. So that's that. Next battle on the card is Isaac Knox versus Absurd. Isaac was at the Bar Fights freestyle event and ended up winning that. I thought it was going to be me and him in the finals, but that didn't work out for me. That's how that goes. But Isaac is a great freestyle battler. As far as the written format's concerned, Isaac got toasted by that dude Topper out in California, and I don't know if he's done a written battle since then. Isaac is always going to be coming from a position of disadvantage just for the fact that he has set characteristics that are angles that will be taken regularly, being that he is a self-professed Christian rapper and, doesn't swear in his rounds and all this kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of built-in characteristics that are targets for him, and I think that even though Isaac is extremely proficient with crafting his bars, because his bars are always really well crafted, I think that a lot of the time the angles that he takes, because of who he is, the angles that he takes are not as hard hitting. Like, there's only so much that you can do with well crafted multis alone. It's not hard hitting material a lot of the times because he's a non-violent person. There's only so many times that you can come with the whole I'm not going to talk about guns, type of angles and stuff. The breadth of material is a lot narrower, and sometimes that is, having that type of style that you come with is not enough to overpower your opponent. Now, so that being said on Isaac, now Absurd, he's been around for a long time, and I haven't seen his battles lately if he's been coming out with new ones. I know he's been doing that Assault and Battling League, so I don't know if he's been actively battling as much, back in the day, his battles were good. You know, definitely a loud motherfucker, definitely boisterous. But yeah, I mean, like, it's like judging off of his old style. I mean, I think Isaac can win that battle, given the stuff I just said. I guess it really just depends on how Absurd attacks it and what avenues he uses. Because on the same token, Isaac's set characteristics, there's only so many ways to beat that horse, you know what I mean? Like, and Topper did a good job of knocking that point home. So if Absurd takes some interesting angles and really, taps into something that hasn't been said before and is clever, there's definitely potential for him to win. I mean, his battles in the past do show that he is good with what he does. So between the two of those, I'll give that one to Isaac off the bat, but Absurd could take that, potentially. So that's that battle. All right, next is a really good battle, good matchup that I think is a pretty even match. Really like the pairing here. It's Sid Vicious versus Mark the Manager. Sid Vicious has been doing his thing for a long time as well. You know, been around. He kind of had stumbled a little bit in the past. I mean, it's really unfortunate what happened with that battle with Bender out in California, because that was like really the big stage at that point, and he really got roasted bad in that battle, and I don't know if he's really bounced back 100% since then. I think I've seen one or two of his battles since then, and he did good, but you know, he had a shot to really like put himself into the higher ranks, and I think that was definitely detrimental to his career as a battle rapper, but that's not to say that he's not good with what he does. So that's Sid. Mark the Manager is my dude for real. I've been a fan of Mark since before I met him, and after meeting him and hanging out with him and talking to him a bunch about battling and this and that, Mark is a really great guy and a down to earth person, and a fucking great battle rapper. And Mark is one of those battle rappers I definitely respect, not only for the fact that he's somewhat out of place being a little bit older than other battle rappers, but also he's a fearless battle rapper with what he says. And, I respect it greatly. Sometimes it maybe goes a little far. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But I've always thought Mark was really entertaining and definitely great with what he does. Always appreciate him being cool. I battled Surgeon General, who Mark gets the Mark the Manager title from being Surgeon General's manager. I've battled Surgeon twice or three times now, and every time, it's always love with those guys. So style-wise, between the two of them, I think that's going to be really great to see how both of them approach it. I will give that. It's a tough one to call on that one. I will give it to Mark just off of consistency and breadth of material. I think his game is pretty on point with all of what he does. Sid is also on, has the ability to win it as well. So I think that'll be tight, and depending on what bars come out, that could go either way. But I'll give it to Mark off the bat. That's that. Now, Mosh versus DC Smitty is the next one. I assume Mosh is Mosh Shelton. I think Mosh was supposed to battle at that Voice Box event and did not. And then DC Smitty, I think I had said in the predictions to that last one that I don't remember ever seeing him. And I still don't know if I have seen any of his battles. I might have him, I might be forgetting. But Mosh Shelton has been doing his thing for years and, is great at what he does. So without full evidence of everything off the bat, I will give it to Mosh. Like I said, either I haven't seen DC Smitty or I'm just forgetting, and either way, that's not good. So I'll give it to Mosh. Anyway, next is True Logic versus Cream. Cream definitely made an impression with the last performance I saw at that Voice Box event. I was really impressed with his material. I thought he was really cool with what he was doing. He's a type of guy that comes with interesting material. So I would definitely like to see where he goes in his bars in future battles, because I really thought he had some unique topics. True Logic, I've seen battle I think 2 or 3 times. He's definitely more of that street style, kind of bars out type of dude. For me personally, and what I like to see in battles, I will give it to Cream, just because I think that it might be a little bit more out of the box type of stuff coming from Cream. But True Logic is good. He's definitely crafts good bars, so that can go both ways, as a lot of battles can. So yeah, I'll give it to Cream off the bat, but I'm looking forward to seeing the footage on that battle. Okay, next is Craig Lamar versus Lou Cypher. I want to talk about this battle a little bit. Going back and watching some of Craig Lamar's stuff, I think I might have miscategorized his delivery a little bit in past predictions. I think I didn't give him 100% credit for his delivery, and I want to backtrack on that a little bit after watching some of his footage. I do understand why I felt the way I felt about his performances in general and his material, but I don't think it's as laid back as I thought that it was. But I do stand by that it just doesn't really resonate with me 100%. Lou Cypher is like good with his bars, but he is more laid back. That I definitely remember from one of my favorite battles that I saw live. Was like I think one of my first written battle events that I went to in the area was had Lou Cypher battling this dude Yeti T, who is like I really wish Yeti T had got put on more, because that dude is he's really funny. He's not the greatest rapper, but he's really funny and very entertaining and very much a character. But Lou was good with the bars in that battle and won that battle, but definitely kind of has that low-key approach to his presentation. So between the two of those, after rewatching some of Craig Lamar's stuff, I will give it to Craig Lamar. I think that overall, with the style that he has, he will be able to overpower Lou's cleverness. So yeah, I'll give it to Craig Lamar. We'll check out the footage on that later. This next battle is great. This is No Emotion versus Spider Murphy. I guess every card nowadays have to have the cartoon character mashup battle, and this is a really good one because these guys are both really, really entertaining motherfuckers. No Emotion is the gold masked fellow who is pretty much like a stand-up comedian with one-liner bars most of the time that are really funny and the crowd really reacts to. Whether or not they rhyme is another story. I actually battled No Emotion in a 2-on-2 with, it was him and Farnham, who is puts on for Florida Heavy. Shouts out to Farnham, that's my dude. And shouts out to all the Tampa dudes who are rapping out there. I got mad love for that area for real. But yeah, it was No Emotion and Farnham versus me and RC Sniper, who was hosting the event. So, well, grind time trivia for you there. This is No Emotion versus Spider Murphy, you know, with the open shirts and the furs and the pink Bugatti stripe, as I call it, in the hair. Spider Murphy is always entertaining. So yeah, No Emotion versus Spider Murphy. I don't know on that one. That's a hard one to call just because it's such a it's so character driven more than anything else. I think No Emotion will probably get the crowd going. Like I think he'll win the crowd over with his style because it's so entertaining. Like No Emotion is the type of rapper that, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive, but you sort of want to go first when you're No Emotion because it's like you just give people the full impression of what you do straight out the gate, because there's nothing to be gained. You know, battle rappers generally want to go second, you know, so that not only are they letting their opponent set themselves up, then, you know, you come in and overpower them by going after their performance and then also having the closing round. But in this, I think that No Emotion kind of has an upper hand if he goes first, just because it's like he doesn't gain anything by trying to overpower Spider Murphy's material. He's just going to be his character no matter what. So yeah, I think I'll give it to No Emotion just off the bat, but Spider Murphy could win it if his character is stronger. And bar for bar, Spider does have a bigger advantage than No Emotion just because he is a little bit more proficient with his crafting of the bars. But yeah, I mean, off the bat, that's going to be a great battle. Okay, next is another great battle. It is Johnny Voss versus ATM. I've said for a while that Johnny Voss is one of the most entertaining battlers from Florida, and I don't think he gets put on enough, honestly. That being said, ATM, also extremely entertaining, also highly underrated in my opinion, and was really looking forward to seeing ATM battle Mags at that Voice Box event, and then he dropped out at the last minute, which I thought was some fuck shit. So, this battle, like, both of those guys can free really well, too. Like, ATM's whole style is kind of predicated on being a really, like, off-the-wall freestyler, and Boss can come up with some really good freestyle flips and lines as well. So that's going to be a really, like, even matchup as well as an entertaining matchup. But I will give it to Johnny Voss because Voss, when he brings the bars, like, Voss has the proper mixture of freestyle material to hard-hitting written bars. And I think ATM is a little bit less of that ratio. Like, his freestyle stuff is really funny and entertaining, but his written bars don't always have that punch. And I think Johnny Voss does. So I will give that to Johnny Voss, but that is a battle that I'm definitely bummed about not being able to see. So we'll look forward to that footage later on. Last but not least is Basic versus D Rocka. So yeah, Basic is another guy that I think is sort of overlooked. He kind of has sort of ups and downs with his performance. Always like his freestyle game. He was in a 2-on-2 at that same 2-on-2s event that me and RC were battling No Emotion and Farnham at. I forgot who his partner was, but it was him. And like I said, I forgot his partner, but it was those two battling, I think, Isaac and Air Jordan. And that was really great stuff. And that was a close one. I think Jordan and Isaac won that one. But yeah, Basic is a really entertaining guy. And his written stuff, like I said, it kind of goes up and down. Sometimes he has a little, like, his performance is not always 100%, like sort of lackluster in some areas, but overall he's a good battle rapper, and I've always enjoyed watching his performances. Rocka, I've seen, I think once. I think I've only seen him one time, and I thought he was good. He's definitely another kind of like smackish sort of rapper, kind of fast delivery stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he definitely has material, so that'll be that'll be entertaining to see. Yeah, overall, I'll give it to Basic. Just I've seen him a lot more and have been consistently pleased, even at his lower peaks. He's still entertaining to watch, but it'll be a good battle. See where that one goes. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I can get this wrapped up. So anyway, that's my predictions for Valentine's Massacre. That is the 15th of February. Hosted by my dude RC Sniper and 2 Major. Shouts out to Set Gang South all day long. Those guys are my dudes. It's at Liquid, which is where the that bar fights battles was that my dude Johnny Storm put on. Really hope that they do more freestyle events because I really enjoy going out and freestyling and see other people freestyle. Anyway, all right, cool. So that's that. I will return with the next one. Peace be with you.